Steve Mnuchin just said today that he is willing to accept most of what Nancy Pelosi has proposed in her stimulus package. Welcome to your stimulus check update and your stimulus package update for Thursday, October 15th. I hope you guys are doing fantastic today, and let's dive into this first story. Steve Mnuchin said that he is willing to accept the language the way that Nancy Pelosi has written it. Now, this has been a huge hang-up in previous stimulus negotiations over the last several weeks. They've been wanting to change the language that Nancy Pelosi has written it so that the money is used in very specific ways. Steve Mnuchin said, and I quote, "When I speak to Pelosi today, Thursday, I'm going to tell her what we're not going to let the testing issue stand in the way, that we'll fundamentally agree with their testing language subject to minor issues." So he is actually totally willing to accept the way that Nancy Pelosi has written it. Now, this comes after President Trump just had an interview where he said, and I quote, "I would take more, I would go higher." And Trump also said, in regards to speaking about Steve Mnuchin, "I've told him so far he hasn't come home with the bacon," which is kind of funny, but Donald Trump is getting sick and tired of this stimulus negotiation. He knows that the election is coming very soon, and he knows that the American people need the stimulus package to be passed. This also comes right after almost 900,000 jobless claims were reported for last week. Now, those numbers are getting larger, you guys. That's larger than previous months and weeks before. President Trump in that same interview said the Republicans are very willing to do it, to pass this stimulus package. Then he implied that Pelosi is the one holding it up. Although Mitch McConnell, he was interviewed in Kentucky and he said, "That is where the administration is willing to go. My members think what we laid out, $500 billion, highly targeted, is the best way to go." Now, I've touched on this several times before, you guys. The issue here is that the news is always going to portray the Republicans as not willing to go above $1 trillion and that they're going to reject any stimulus offer that comes through. In reality, you have 47 individuals in the Senate who are already 110% going to agree with whatever the House of Representatives and the President passes. You only need a handful of individuals in the Senate to say, yes, we want to approve that as well. You don't need the whole support of the Republican Party. And frankly, if most of those Republicans were to reject it, they're going to get the boot either during this election or the next election in 2 years when their seats are up. So they kind of got to accept something if the White House is willing to accept it and if Nancy Pelosi and the House of Representatives is willing to accept it. And like I've said over and over again, you don't need the whole Senate to accept it. You got 47 people who are either Democrats or lean left. And so you only need a handful of Republicans to say, yes, we want to pass that. So that's the good news. There should be more better news after Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin speak today. Hopefully we'll be able to hear what the heck happened in that meeting. Guys, again, this is a roller coaster. This is one of the peaks. It could be nearing the end of this roller coaster, though. Who knows? We might take a left-hand turn and do a full 180. But as for right now, things are looking good. Things are looking very optimistic. President Trump wants Steve Mnuchin to agree to a stimulus package. It sounds like President Trump doesn't even care how much that is for. Cross your fingers. Do whatever you do to send the positivity towards Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi and the whole negotiating team. Let's hope that something happens, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for your support and love. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.